Hello everyone, welcome to MCQs for Judiciary Exams. Question number 1. What happens to a conviction under Section 138 of the Negotiable Instruments Act if the complainant and accused settle? Option A. Conviction remains unchanged. Option B. Conviction can be altered. Option C. Accused cannot appeal. And option D. Settlement has no effect. The correct answer is option B. Recently, the Supreme Court in Gyan Chand Garg versus Harpal Singh and others ruled that if the complainant and accused enter into a settlement and the complainant acknowledges receipt of the full settlement amount, the conviction under Section 138 of the Negotiable Instruments Act can be altered. Question number 2. What can the National Company Law Tribunal examine in cases of oppression and mismanagement? Option A. Only allegations of oppression. Option B. Validity of documents and allegations of fraud. Option C. Only the financial records of the company. And option D. Only the actions of the company's board of directors. The correct answer is option B. The Supreme Court in Mrs. Shelja Krishna versus Satori Global Limited and others has confirmed that the National Company Law Tribunal has the jurisdiction to examine both allegations of fraud and the validity of documents in cases of oppression and mismanagement. Question number 3. Who amongst the following females does not have the capacity to individually adopt under the Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act 1956? Option A. A married female. Option B. An unmarried female. Option C. A widow. And option D. A divorcee. The correct answer is option A. A married female does not have the capacity to individually adopt under the Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act 1956 unless her husband has completely renounced the world, ceased to be a Hindu, or has been declared of unsound mind by the court. Section 8 of the Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act 1956 states that a married female can only adopt with her husband's consent. If her husband is alive, she generally cannot adopt independently. Question number 4. The right to property was eliminated from the list of fundamental rights by which constitutional amendment? Option A. 44th Amendment. Option B. 61st Amendment. Option C. 42nd Amendment. And option D. 73rd Amendment. The correct answer is option A. The 44th Constitutional Amendment of 1978 removed the right to property from the list of fundamental rights, placing it instead as a legal right under Article 300A of the Constitution. Question number 5. In order to acquire the right to easement against government property by virtue of which it is prescribed? Option A. A period of 25 years. Option B. A period of 60 years. Option C. A period of 20 years. And option D. A period of 30 years. This was also the question which was asked in Chhattisgarh Prelims 2023 and the correct answer is option D. To acquire an easement right against government property, one must use it continuously and openly for 30 years. Section 25 of the Indian Easements Act 1882 states that when claiming an easement against government land, the period of continuous use must be 30 years. It's the time for practice question. Under the Chhattisgarh Rent Control Act, total schedules are option A 6, option B 5, option C 3 and option D none of the above. This was also the question which was asked in Chhattisgarh Prelims 2023. Pin down your answers in the comment section below.